Friends, welcome back to another schoolie conversion video. Today I'm going to show you how I installed this Camplux water heater. Alright, so we're here attempting to install the Camplux on-demand water heater. And there's a bunch of different choices out there, and I went with this one because I wanted a higher gallons per minute, because we could be in some cooler spots, and then some of your lower capacity ones said they can only raise the water about 40 degrees. So if you're pulling water that's only 40 degrees and you can only get it to 85, that's not really warm. And my lovely bride won't really like that a whole lot. Not that I'm a big fan of it either. And so I went with a bigger capacity. So looked around and decided on this one. I was able to get it refurbished to like scratch and dent, so it was only 150 bucks, which was really attractive. But now we're running into those issues about when is it a good idea to save money and when is it a good idea to spend a little extra and make your life a whole lot easier. Because, and I don't remember if at the time it was 150 bucks and I thought, well, that's perfect, I don't really care, or I just didn't consider it. But this does require an AC 110 volt circuit, which is kind of a hassle. Not that it just needs it to ignite, I guess. I don't think it's a whole lot of draw, but it means that unless I have an inverter, and I have a converter, but I don't have an inverter yet, I'm gonna have to an inverter if we're ever boondocking. So that's one thing I'm not super excited about, but it's kind of what we got. The other thing that is a royal pain in the patooka, so if you are on this route, so I've got this exhaust vent that goes up through there and it's supposed to go through the wall with a thimble. And at the time I thought, well, you know, I'll just get the camper, the thimble can't be that hard to find. I was wrong. It's really hard to find a thimble for this 2.3 inch exhaust vent. It's giving me a headache. And so they're not available on the Camplux website for another couple days at least, and then how long it's going to take to ship. They're all sold out on eBay, and then any type of big box stores, the local hardware stores, even the RV dealers around this, never even seen this. They're like, no, we haven't got that. Some of them are more helpful than others. So I think today's strategy is I'm going to try to at least get the plumbing hooked up, and then on a later day, again, I'm going to do the propane all in one day, and then hopefully when I can find the thimble and get this in, it'll work out. So the other thing that's annoying about this is you have these three holes at the end of this to line up with this flange. And of course, the only way the holes line up is if it points that way. Well, that's kind of dumb. I've got to go outside. So, and then, you know, even the directions itself are kind of bad. They have, you know, use log screws, which I think they mean lag screws. And it says use the rubber screws to mount this. Well, there aren't any rubber screws. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. But for 150 bucks, maybe I'll see if I can make it work. If you got any idea, well, I don't know. By the time you see this, I'll have either got it hooked up or I've set it on fire. Something, I don't know. Alright, so the first step is, I just sort of put a screw in there and just hung it on the wall for now. I'll mount it a little bit more securely when I figure out the exhaust. But so with the input side, the cold water, I've got a tee off my cold water supply line down here, which you can't see, but trust me, it's right there. And then this one, so we're going to wrap some Teflon tape around that inlet. Not easy to do. Should have done this before I hung it up. I think maybe would have been easier. But it's a 1/2 inch national pipe thread. Alright, now just run some PEX from there to there. Again, I'm running, for those who maybe didn't see the rough plumbing video, I know I'm using red 3/4 here, which red is usually hot, but I just had a roll of it kicking around, and it's been kicking around for years. I figure I might as well use it up, so it means I have to switch over from 1/2 inch to 3/4, but figured rather than buying more PEX to sit around in the basement, I can actually use it. So got a lot about what this project has been. Alright, what can I reuse and repurpose and try to save a little bit of money whenever I can. Alright, that's going to go down there like that. And that's going to go up there like, oh boy. I can unscrew this if I need to. I should make sure I've crimped all those connections. You guys who saw the rough plumbing video, I forgot to crimp one connection. Whoops. Alright, supply side is done. Union there, down to a shut-off valve. Oh, cramped space, good grief. There you go, shut-off valve and off to the supply, and then if we're by regular cold water, it's going that way. Alright, now on to the hot water side. I don't know if this is how you guys work, but I'm a visual learner and I have to sort of see it, so this is how I do it. So I know I got to come out of the hot water supply of the tank, and it's going to go over to this T, and then down. I have to use a 3/4 inch adapter because this is I had this boiler valve already, so this is a drain, and so obviously gravity you want to drain, so this is going to go down to the drain with PEX in between, and then it's going to go up, and this will go over to the hot water supply. And then also need an air pressure valve, so again, something rather than tanks blowing up, it will literally blow off steam if it has to. So it'll go up here, convert to 3/4 pipe into the air pressure valve, and then this will elbow and bend down and go into some sort of bucket, I guess. Alright, that should be it. That's kind of what the directions say. I got to crimp everything, but out to the T, up to the air pressure relief valve, down to the supply, and down to a drain. Am I missing anything? Alright, let's crimp it up. Alright, the water side's in. Okay, gotta drill the hole for the thimble. Alright, we got the thimble in, but they didn't give us really the piece to go through the thimble outside. Well, they gave us a horizontal one. It's way too long. It would stick out the side of the bus like 8 inches. Well, yeah, about 8 inches. So I cut it in half with Sawzall, and in order to get it flared enough to fit on the end of this, I went down to O'Reilly's Auto Part and I got this exhaust expander that I can borrow, which is pretty nice. Tool loaner program, bring it back. So I'm just going to try to get this wide enough so that it flares over there. I don't know what happened to my. Tried to do this in the store, but I didn't have enough leverage, so I had to screw it to the desk. That's the right. I think it's just going to get a little bit deeper. Hard to beat perfect. All right, I'm gonna fit that through. Get this on. I don't know why, but the holes they put to secure that are on that side and not this side. So if I put it on with the holes lined up, it'd point the exhaust back this way, which is kind of dumb. So I guess I'm going to have to drill some new holes. It's kind of a pain. All right. So we got this sort of gap. Still got this gap to deal with somehow. Haven't figured out. I think maybe some fire caulking around that. Maybe that's kind of what the best thing I got for now. Unless you guys got any better ideas. All right, a tour of the system here. We've got our wall thimble with our vent, and then our shut-off valve here going in. I know this is messy. And then our gas coming up, our gas shut-off valve with the sediment trap and the feed line, and then the cold water coming through. And I've got a drain valve here with a high pressure blow-off valve there. So if we turn on hot water, we'll come over here. Alright, so this is one of these great mysteries of the world here. Everything's hooked up, and if I turn the water on, I got this little faucet here that I might run a sink in the bathroom. I'm getting hot water out of this feed here, but no hot water in this. Except if I go down to here and unplug this drain, not this drain, but if I unplug this faucet line here, I get hot water out of this. But hot water won't come up through this mixing valve. It's a complete mystery. I have no idea why. So it's been a few weeks, actually. I've been playing with a hot water heater, and I haven't really figured out the mystery, honestly. It seems like at first that the faucet, especially the the mixing valve on that, probably wasn't pushing through the gallons per minute that this heater really required, although it said it would. But that seemed to be one of the issues, because it was coming out hot water in the other, like without that faucet. I put it on econo mode, down here, eco I guess it's called, and it seemed to work all right. And so that was kind of odd. But then over, I don't know, the next couple weeks I tried switching back over to normal mode or to full, and it kicked on. It seemed to work. So what actually transpired in the interim, I don't know. Kind of complete mystery. But I can get water back up to like 140 degrees from 80 to 140. So that's a great swing. I'm pretty happy with that. So like I said, the heater seems to be working pretty well. I still haven't figured out how I'm going to plug this gap. I actually think I'm going to use some rock wool insulation. Get a few bugs in there right now. Again, it's still temporary. I'll get it fixed up eventually. It's just kind of low on the priority list right now because it's working. I'm not a big fan of the requiring the AC power just to trigger this, especially. It's not a huge draw. It's just if I don't have AC power, I can't turn it on unless I get an inverter, which I think I'll probably do. I'll probably have a dedicated small battery over here with an inverter, so that in case I am boondocking or until I get the full system going, it'll fire up, because it runs on propane. Shouldn't need that much power. But like I said, I got the scratch and dent for the price, it seems to be going okay. So as you've seen with the video, certainly not without challenges, but it seems to be working. So actually, let me fire it up, see how many degrees we can get everything to. Well, in full mode it went up to almost 200 degrees until I get this E5 error, which I'm not sure really means. But I've been running it more on the eco mode and been getting it to, over 120 without any problem. So I'll continue to play with it, I guess, and figure it out. But so there you have it. There's the install video. Again, mixed results with it. I can say it's pretty decent. I'm not overly, I'm not ecstatic about it, but at the same time, I'm not really disappointed with it for the price I paid. It's pretty good overall. So seems to be working. It's giving us hot water when we need it. So thanks for joining in. Certainly appreciate it. If you've got suggestions or comments about how you've tweaked this, please put them in the comments. That would be great. And like, subscribe, do all those things that you do. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for watching.